Hi, this is Steph with Belladonna Dyes. Today's tutorial is a double feature, and we're going to start with a diagonal pleat. This shirt's been turned inside out, and you want to start by centering your shirt using the sleeve inside the other sleeve technique. So taking a washable marker, I mark out the top center of the shirt, and then I fold the two bottoms of the shirt together and I mark out the center there. Then I tuck one sleeve inside the other sleeve. I line up the seams in the shoulder and along the underarm, and then I shake it out and smooth it out until I have the front of the shirt and the back of the shirt together. That's centering your shirt. Once you have your shirt centered, you want to bring the bottom of the shirt up to the top of the shirt, and then using a washable marker, mark from underneath the underarm up to the collar diagonally, and then pleat along this line. For this project, I'm going to secure it with kite string, but if you don't have kite string, you can use rubber bands. For this particular pattern, it really is just a matter of preference. This project is an incline ice dye, and I'm going to place it down inside of a gutter that I picked up from Lowe's, and I cut it down into manageable size pieces. Yay! Now it's time for the fun part. We get to add the dye. So this is going to be a single color dye because we're swatching out lemon yellow. Now, you can use any color you want or any colors you want. This is just going into the playlist of the Dharma swatches. So have fun adding your dye. Grab a mask and give your shirt a quick little sprinkle of soda ash for good measure. I like to add my ice while the project is laying flat. Once you have the ice on it, you need to stick it inside of a plastic bin. And then you want to have one end of the gutter up outside of the bin. That's creating your incline. After the ice melted, I came back and I checked it. There was a lot of yellow on the back, but there weren't any stripes. So I thought, well, maybe I'll just add dye to the backside too, and we'll see what happens. So for this project, I'm adding dye to the back. For your project, you may decide not to do it. You know, if you're using many colors, you might not need to. You might need to. It really is just a matter of preference. Grab your mask and give it another quick little sprinkle of soda ash because we're packing on more ice, which is going to create more water. And I want to make sure to try to keep that pH of the shirt up around 10.5 or 11. It's been 24 hours since the ice is melted, and now it's time for the rinse out. You want to start by using cold water to rinse away any soda ash that might still be reacting within the shirt, and then gradually increase the water up to hot and rinse until the water runs pretty much clear. From here, I take it to the washing machine and I do a plain hot water cycle. I do a second hot water cycle using Synthropol, which is now called Kirillon. And if you're looking to buy it, I have a link for it down below in the description box, along with everything else that I use for tie-dye. And then I do a third hot water cycle using Millsoft, which brings softness back into the fabric after the dyeing process. It's also listed in the description box down below. Then I put it in the dryer and we'll come back and we'll see our results. Well, here it is, guys. Here's our lemon yellow diagonal pleated incline ice dye. And it really is a beautiful color, but the pattern got lost on this one. So I decided what I would do is I'm going to do a second tutorial, and this time I'm going to try it in a spiral. And I'm going to see if we can get a little more contrast and see what lemon yellow can do. Overall, I'm super pleased with this shirt. It's just a bright yellow shirt with a hint of a pattern in there. And this is the liquid swatch. Okay, here we go. We're going to get into part 2. This is a single color spiral, the lemon yellow. So it looks like I did not turn this shirt inside out. So let's see what happens. So to create a spiral, you want to start by smoothing it out, and then create a pinch where you want the center of your spiral to be, and then just spiral this up. Now I've gone back and I've gone old school. I'm not using any tools. I'm just using my hand. And I hold it down with my right hand here, and then I switch back and forth between my hands. But I'm using my other hand to actually create the spiral. I'm pulling, twisting, pulling, twisting. I'm trying to make sure that the pleats don't overlap each other. And that's just really about it. I'm not going to say that these are just super simple to make, but you really don't need to overthink making a spiral. Once you have it all spiraled up, you want to secure it. I prefer to use rubber bands to secure my spirals, but you could also use kite string. It really is just a matter of what you prefer. I like these rubber bands that I got off of Amazon, and I do have a link for them down below in the description box, along with everything else that I used for tie-dye. The thing that I really like about these is they're nice and stretchy and they rinse off really well so they can be reused. So here's a basic spiral. One side looks rough and the other side looks nice and smooth because it's been flat against the table. You guys, that's why I really like that splatter guard, because both sides end up looking smooth. Why not use a tool that's just going to make it easy right out of the gate? I don't know. So it's down below in the description box if you want to buy one. Now I like to have my tag up towards the top of the shirt. That's just my process. Your tag can be wherever you want. And then I'm going to use a washable marker, and I'm just going to mark out a straight line that runs right through the center of that spiral. Now it's time for the fun part. We get to add the dye. For this spiral, I decided that I'm only going to put the dye on the top side. The last shirt where I flipped it over and added dye to both sides, there was just too much dye and the shirt turned completely yellow. So I'm adding a nice thick layer, and we're just going to call it good with that. Once you get the dye on your shirt, grab a mask and add a quick little sprinkle of soda ash for good measure. Now you need to build some type of an ice barrier. I use these silicone cake molds that I got from Amazon, and there is a link down below in the description box, but you could also use tinfoil or cardboard. These little foil pans from the dollar store leak after a few times of use, so set it down inside of a plastic bin, and then you want to batch for 24 hours after the ice melts. I forgot to hit record, so we missed the part of me taking off the rubber bands, but it's been 24 hours since the ice is melted, and now it's time for the rinse out, and I'm following the same rinse out process that I do for every single shirt that I create. Well, here it is, guys. Here's our lemon yellow spiral after it's been washed and dried. And this is such a cheerful, sunny summertime shirt. So one thing to know about lemon yellow is it's Dharma's primary color, so it doesn't split. So the variation that you're seeing in this shirt is where there was thicker dye, and so it's more concentrated and, possibly less ice. But other than that, this is all lemon yellow. And this is the swatch of the liquid dye, so you can see the difference between liquid dye and ice dye. So what do you guys think of this tutorial? Please leave me some comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, leave a thumbs up, and click the bell and set it to all so you can get notification of future uploads. And remember, have fun tie-dyeing.